Everybody, this is Juan Acosta from hypnocraze.com, and I'm going to be doing a review of the Fushigi Ball. I've been contact juggling for a week today. Got this Fushigi Ball as an early Christmas present for me, and I want to incorporate a little bit of contact juggling into my comedy hypnosis routine. So I figured since there's so much controversy about the ball going around, I would do a review at the same time that I document my progress. So here's positive things about the ball. I think is the way that the mass marketing of this product has made contact juggling available to the masses. I wasn't aware of it until, well, actually last year I saw Amazing Kenny at the Rent Fair. Didn't think much about it. I thought, hey, that'd be cool to learn. And then Fushigi came out and it made it to where, oh, I remember that. So the marketing of the ball, I think, has been amazing. It's brought, awareness to contact juggling. That being said, there are several things that in my opinion would be negative about the ball. Number one would be that the ball design, as nice as it is, because it it reflects and it makes it seem really nice, it also has imperfections in the inside ball a lot of times. We have two of this now, and one of them looks really good. The other one has a little bit of ridges on it, so the isolations don't look as good because you can see the ball turning. Another thing that I think is negative is that the ball could be a little bit heavier. I think the isolations like the palm spins and stuff like that would be easier to learn with a heavier ball. As a way of flattening your hand and being able to keep the ball stationary as you isolate it like that. But it's not so bad. Also, they are, I don't want to say they're fragile because I've dropped it a lot, but I've only dropped it on hard surfaces a few times, 3 or 4 times, and it's gotten a pretty good crack from each of those times. So I think the ball inside the ball, when it hits, the bounce goes through and it cracks it easier than other balls, for what I've read. Now I think my next ball is going to be a 100mm, a 4-inch acrylic, because I'm really liking the body rolling, and I think the heavier ball would be heavier, a little larger ball would be more visual. I plan on sticking with one ball moves as of right now. So I like it so far, and I really like the instruction in the DVD. Just gives you a really good overview of the basic things, and it takes you through some advanced moves. You have to watch it over and over to learn it. It's not a step by step tutorial, because that obviously takes more time. And I do not like the way that people have been slamming the ball all over the internet because, oh, it apparently doesn't do what it's supposed to do. That's not what the ball does. You do that. You have to practice a lot in order to make the ball do what apparently it's supposed to do. It's not magic. It's contact juggling. Anyway, as far as my progress is concerned, I found that my offhand, my left hand, is a little bit less smooth. I can do the isolations with my right hand a lot easier. My left hand is not as, the transitions are not as seamless. I can still feel it, feel the ball bouncing on the pads of my fingers. I've been working on it pretty good, trying to get it to smooth out, but I think the heavier ball will really help a lot of that problem. Will help fix a lot of that problem. I've also been working a lot on stalls, mostly here and here. And I think it's very important when you start using this ball, or any contact juggling ball, that you work with both hands all the time, so your offhand gets better. So you can do tricks that are seamless, and you can do them both ways. At least that's what I've seen the good contact jugglers do on other YouTube videos. So I've been working on stalling on my arm, and that seems to work pretty well. Again, my right hand is pretty smooth when it comes to that. My left hand is still a little bit not so smooth, but I can still make it happen. I just have to twist a lot of times to try to keep the balance on the ball, keep the ball balanced on my arm. And obviously my ratio, my percentage of lands is much better on my right hand than it is on my left. So another thing I've been working on is not only the palm to cradle transfers like this with both hands, which again, with the left I just find myself shooting the ball up a little bit higher than I need to, rather than rolling it, because a lot of times the weight just feels a little different. And the palm to cradle is that way, and then I guess what's called a wiper, a palm to cradle sideways like this onto a roll down your arm this way. So I've been working on those, just isolating each move, practicing on each move a lot until it becomes smoother, easier to do, then moving on to something else, and then backwards. You know, from the hand, roll down the arm onto my hand on a cradle, then back out on my palm with both hands. Finding out that it's a lot easier for me to do the palm to cradle transfer on this one, and it's a lot easier for me to stop it, for me to stop the ball in this arm with this hand than it is with this arm with this hand. I find out a lot of times it just rolls over and it turns into a different trick. So that's one thing. Besides the stalls, I've been working on my body rolls, and I find that I'm crossing my arms a lot in order to get it to go in the right spot. You know, I'm still not balanced enough to have the ball roll over my body, but I am working on keeping my arms about the same height and trying to let it roll smoothly around over my chest, though it ends up hitting here a lot. So I find that when it gets to here, a lot of times I have to give it a little push in order to get it to roll all the way across. And you know, this obviously takes a lot of practice. I think, again, at least for what I've read, I think the heavier ball will make the body rolling a little bit easier. And I'm having a hard time doing it with my left. That won't work pretty well, but most times it's not that easy, starting from the offhand and trying to give it the momentum it needs to get up here. So that's some of the stuff I've been learning. I've also been working on palm to cradle here and then rolling it down onto my arm. And I started doing it this way, kind of in a circular motion, outside of that arm to the inside of this arm, and then working on going backwards, inside of this arm to the outside of the arm. But I find that it's a little harder for me to control it that way. Inside arm to the outside to the inside, and then when it goes wild, I'll just let it go there, turn it into a stall, and go down this way. So I find that it's a lot easier for me to go circular motion this way, and then once it gets up here, having to roll down my arm and continuing to do that. So that's not too bad. You know, it takes a lot of practice. I have been practicing quite a bit, and some things are pretty smooth, some things are not so smooth, some things are easier without a shirt. You know, obviously there are no ridges for the ball to bounce, so I think that makes it simpler as well. What else have I been working on? I guess the enigma, I've been working on having the ball, you know, staying stationary in one place as I move my hands smoothly around and have it go. You know, give it the sensation of floating. And besides that, just the regular, the claw isolation, as well as my palm spins. Besides that, I've done a little bit of this stuff, having to go from there to here. I find that I can't, a lot of times I don't keep my hands together because I'm afraid that the ball is just going to drop. And I've been working inside a lot, and it's you know, bangs the floor pretty good. Or your toes or somebody's head. Just watch the ball because it is a heavy ball. It's a lot of fun though. I will definitely continue contact juggling. I might work with a few balls, Fushigi balls, for size, for working on 2 and 3 balls. I think I want to concentrate on the 1 ball. So I'm going up to a bigger ball. Hopefully it'll be a little more stable, be a little bit more of what I want to do, incorporate into my show. So that's my review. If you have any comments or questions, please write them down. Thank you. See you soon.